Welcome, I'm Asher, and I want to talk about a subject about pitfalls, about indie developer pitfalls. That you want to make a game, and this thing will destroy your game, and you don't gonna even release this game because these problems. So I have all these problems myself, so I want to talk about that for that reason. So the first one is scope. Scope is not just an indie developer problem; it's a everyone problem. Even AAA studios may they go scope too big scope. They try to grab so many things in a game, like you see, like Cyberpunk. They want to do too many things and they can't. It's impossible to do all these things they want to do. Um, and then they don't have the whatever. I don't know if they don't have the technology or they don't have the knowledge or whatever it is. They don't have it, so the scope was too big. So, and that happens to everyone, even your small developer. Maybe you can't manage Unity to a level that you can easily make a game. So maybe you can choose another engine, more easy, more flexible, or maybe you want to downgrade your graphics. Maybe your graphics don't need to be, realistic, because it is problematic to add new things. I mean, you need a new model. Realistic graphic is really hard, so you have to have, a 3D developer. Well, whatever it is, it's always a problem, and it's always a thing you have to think when you're, starting an idea. You have to think how this is going to finish. What's gonna be my limit? What you don't gonna do? Because, of course, when you're thinking, you want to be free and having this open world. I want to open world like Elden Ring. I don't know. That means handcrafted, a huge area. It will take a long time, and maybe it's not gonna be that good. And the scope goes infinite. So the thing is, this is a game-breaking problem, and for this, you have to think about the boundaries the game is going to have. So, scope, of course, it's kind of obvious. Everyone knows about this, so I have to put it because it is one of the most important things. So, secondly, I think for an indie developer, going for multiplayer. Multiplayer is like everyone wants to do a multiplayer, because you play with people. I mean, the most popular games are multiplayer, and also when you play with other people, it's like content generated itself. You don't need to play. I mean, people play each other, so you don't need to actually have content. And yeah, and a lot of projects start with this idea. Okay, we want to do this Call of Duty style of FPS, and if it is an FPS, everyone else having multiplayer. The thing is, multipliers will multiply your scope by 10, roughly by 10. So working a game for 1 month, well, single player, it is like working 10 months in a multiplayer. So it is huge scope increase, to a point that it's not really worth it, unless you have the structure. I mean, if you know what you're doing, of course, but you have to understand that you enter your server in a world, a different world of problems. So now you have to have a server, you have hackers, now you have problems with how the game is gonna work in internet. And if you're gonna do peer-to-peer, you want to expose IP of your players. So there is so much problems with this that if you can just remove that, your scope will be kind of fixed. So what happened to me, I start, my first game was MMORPG. And one of the biggest, problems I have is I convince a streamer to play my game. And this streamer has like 20,000 viewers. And he entered the game, and the game just crashed because the server can handle more than 100 people. So, and I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity, and it doesn't have a solution. That happens to a AAA games. So, or maybe you can have like automatically grow servers and that kind of thing. But if that happens, I'm scared that I will get a lot of money charged for the server. So in any case, it is a nightmare. So if you don't have this multiplayer stuff, you just have single player, no server for nothing. You can have 1 million players playing at the same time, and no, it's not gonna be any problem. They're gonna play the game, and that's a huge upside. So yeah, to me, multiplayer, you should avoid multiplayer if you are an indie developer. I think that's a huge pitfall. And I know that sometimes, I mean, myself, I'm an RPG, I don't give a fuck. But I now I'm trying to follow my own recommendation, which is not multiplayer. Third thing, and this is maybe a personal thing, is not be a perfectionist. And for some people, perfection is something like good, but to me it's horrendous. Someone who is perfectionist, it means he can do too much things, and it is a lot of things. You can be perfectionist by not exploring things. You have this thing. The problem with perfectionism is you fell in love with when you do something. Like I make some system in the game, let's say, and I want to make it perfect. There is a point that it is just people will not experience that. No one cares about all this perfection when other areas of the game are trash or not really developed too much. So I think you should have a kind of basic rule for all the game and make the game kind of the same level. And some things maybe need a lot of work, but going to perfectionist is a problem. And also perfectionism sometimes is about escapes. Yeah, you want to escape the situation to deal with other things. Like you work in a system and say, okay, this perfect system, I will keep working this system because I don't want to work in the things that I don't know how to do, or other system that you not really know how to make it. So you escape that and keep putting work in something that no one cares. So that's the problem with perfectionists. I'm kind of the opposite of that, which is kind of a problem too, but well, whatever. I think perfectionist. Someone say it's perfectionist. I don't think he can actually manage to release a game or something. They will get stuck in some stupid thing, and they will be all day working in that actually no one cares. And there is so much work you have to do in the game that you can't be a perfectionist. So well, fourth thing, have no plan for monetization, and that's a thing, because when I'm making games, I don't thinking about monetization, and then if you have to add that monetization at the end, it is a huge problem, because let's say you want a premium, normal thing. Everyone, indie developer, they go to premium. You pay $5, you play your game. Now, if you are working a premium game, then that means you have to convince people to play your game. So you should you have to do something in the game that can be looking good, so people can enjoy. You can show that. I mean, you have to design the game around how it's gonna be monetized. As soon as you can know how you're gonna monetize your game, you can have more decision making on how game would work. So I think it's a really good idea to have a plan. I'm not saying the perfect plan. Even if you have a bad plan for monetization, I think it's better than nothing. So if you have a really stupid plan for monetization, that's better than nothing. So you have some idea. Okay, this is gonna have microtransaction. Okay, how is gonna work in the game? So that's the idea you have to have when you're designing the game. Not even program the game. It's just you're thinking an idea. You have to know. Okay, how is this gonna make money? Any capacity. I mean, yeah, I think that's a cool idea, because I have this MMORPG I made, and it didn't have monetization, like no monetization at all, and I was too advanced in this game. I mean, people were already playing the game, and I just couldn't find a way to monetize the game that is not horrible for people, of course. So I just didn't do it, and the game died because I have to pay a server, and I was not developing the game anymore. And it has to be a monetization plan. Okay, so the five thing is make a game that you like yourself. And this is more like for a personal project, of course. You wanna work in a company, while you wanna work in someone else's project. But even though you have to have some liking for that game. I mean, you have to play the game you're making. I think that's a basic thing. So I have some job opportunities with NFT games or blockchain games, and I don't like it at all. That kind of games. I don't think they don't even. I mean, NFT games. I think they're not games at all. Play to earn games. Just not. These not games. No one is having fun in a play to earn game. So that's my thing. I don't want to work with NFT and blockchain and that kind of stuff. I don't think it's good. Also, I don't really can make mobile games. I try to make mobile games, but I don't play mobile games, so I don't know what people want of a mobile game. I don't understand why someone actually play a mobile game. I don't know how people pay for a mobile game. I don't understand it. So I tried to make a mobile game, and I'm here trying to make a game for someone that I don't understand. I don't know what he wants. And I play my own game. I don't like it because I don't like mobile games. So yeah, I just drop. And I made like 5 mobile games. And I didn't release anyone because I don't like it. I don't feel like I don't know who is gonna play that thing. So yeah, make a game for someone that you don't understand is a really, you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss like 100% because you don't know why you doing the things you're doing. You're trying. You can copy games, but if you don't understand why things are, it's a huge problem. So it happened to me. That feel like it is crazy, but when you are making games, sometimes you say, okay, this game have a lot of success, I can copy that. But if you don't understand why you copying things, why or who played that game and what that guy wants to for that game, it's impossible to make a good game. So that's it. Man, I need to practice more English. Well, see ya, and I will try to make another video talking and practicing more English. See ya.